Without theory, there can be no conception or formulation. Hello, my name is Anthony Warren. I am an academic college advisor at Emmanuel Christian School in Dothan, Alabama. This is exciting to actually be in this course because I work for a job that I'm actually not certified yet. And so learning and taking this course is giving me ideas about how to truly lead people. Again, I say without theory, there can be no conception or no formulation. As a school counselor, why do we need theory? Exactly why. It's because theory is the base of the formulation and conception of new life that we're called to produce. You know, in every counseling session, every meeting that we're a part of, every parent conference, every life-giving, every academic advising moment, it is our goal through the theory that God has given us to produce life by conception and formulation. Dollar Hyde, in that book of theories of school counseling for the 21st century, said that theory reflects the assumptions about people, how they develop, how they learn life, how they learn themselves and others, how they manage relationships with themselves and others, and how they encounter or react to and manage change in their life. As a counselor, theory gives us the ability through the eye gates to see every situation in love. And that's our responsibility. We are to move through our life cycle, giving people the opportunity to birth something new. Whether it's in grief counseling, whether it's in loss, whether it's in post-traumatic syndromes, whether it's in school, students transferring from one school to another, our job as counselors are to provide a formulation, a conception for new life to start in an individual. The ASCA National Model Guide guides school counselors in developing a school counseling programs by what? By the basis of data-informed decision making. Why is this important? Because every decision we make ought to be looked through the eyes of what new is about to be birthed. What new thing is coming forth. Then they go on to say that all delivered to all students systematically. Why is that important? Because it's the idea of no child left behind. It's the idea that each person in that school and in that organization deserves the opportunity for growth, for change, and for the idea of life being birthed. It includes developmental approaches, it continues on in the book, for curriculum focus on the mindset and behaviors of all students, needs for post-secondary readiness and success. See, it is only when we can look through the theory that God puts in our heart that we can look at each person in the eyes of readiness and in the eyes of success. Because our theory, the theory that God has put on the inside of us, says you can have life and you can have it more abundantly. And that's the goal for each student, for each session that we meet in. The results to improve students' achievements, attendance, and discipline. And it's all because theory, without theory, there can be no conception or formulation. All of those facts come from the American School Counselor Association, and they go on to give us 4 points that I think are brilliant. Number 1 is foundation. Think about that thought that I just made about without theory, there can be no conception or formulation. Without that, there is no foundation. Without the growth and the new life, without the starting point, without the base form, there is no counseling session. Without theory, there is no counseling session. And then it goes on, talks about how we deliver things. You know, God has given us the authority in Genesis to subdue the land. He told this to Adam. Every meeting we are a part of, we are to subdue it with life and liberty. Then we go into management. How do we give to those who works around us that formulation, that conception, that option of producing greater life than the life that we see before us? Again, whether it's in grief or whether it's in a student changing from one school to the other, we should know through our theory how to move upon those situations. And then accountability. We're able to hold accountable those processes, those people who are dear to us, so that they too can walk in new life. I really like how Jennifer, a student from Loyola University in Maryland, she combined it all by saying this: vision is essential to the implement of American schools. Vision is essential to the implication of the American School Counseling Association national model. I want to say, without vision, people perish. That's scripture. Without vision, people perish. But I want to go ahead and say it a little bit further. Without the theory that God puts in our heart, which produces life, there cannot be any vision. God has given us all vision. He's given us all power, all authority through Jesus Christ to subdue every meeting we are a part of. And those meetings are to produce the life of Christ, to give the hope, to give rest, and to give joy where it's needed. I'm super excited about learning even more about theories and about the processes that it's going to take to make myself an amazing school counselor. Thank you.